Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's not quite draft. We've got episode 2 of the Pointless Magic the Gathering game show here with our first contestant on screen right now. We've got Jack, also known as Rakic, on the AGL server. How you doing, Jack, and how do you feel about Final Fantasy as a set?
Doing good. Thanks for having me. Final Fantasy, I feel pretty good about it. Definitely did my fair share of drafts, so I'm feeling pretty prepared.
All right, and our second contestant here is Bob, also known as Hit on the AGL server. How you doing, Bob, and how do you feel about Final Fantasy as a set here a couple months later?
I'm doing great. Final Fantasy is harkening back to a wonderful time in Limited Magic. This is one of the best sets, in my opinion, to come out in the last year or so. So excited to sort of crank back my brain a couple months to see how much stuck with all of the Magic that was played at the time.
And here with our final contestant, we have Steven. Welcome, Steven, and thanks for joining me here for the Final Fantasy version of the Pointless episode. How do you feel about Final Fantasy here, a couple months removed from the set?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Feel pretty good. Obviously, the few months gap will be a bit of a challenge, but I played quite a bit of Final Fantasy, so hopefully that helps me out here.
Yeah, I'm sure it definitely will here. We've got the rules on the screen for everybody at home. We've got Jack versus Bob versus Steven. Each of the 6 rounds will have 6 possible questions to answer, and the contestant's objective is to provide one of the 6 answers that they think the least amount of surveyed participants got correct. And wrong answers provided equal 100 points. So you want to avoid the 100 and get the lowest amount of points you can. The fewer correct answers by the surveyed participants equal the fewer amount of points awarded for the question. And to win, you have to be the player that scores the lowest amount of points across all 6 rounds. And then we didn't do this in episode 1, but episode 2 will have the winner compete in a final round by themselves to become a pointless champion. And if we do get there with one of these competitors, we'll see what that entails when we do arrive at that moment. We're going to dive right into a practice round here with Jack and our fellow contestants. We've got the rarities of some cards on the screen, and you get a little bit of an advantage compared to the survey contestants because you get some art too, so hopefully that helps. We have the rarities of Nibelheim Aflame, Stolen Uniform, Magic Pot, Auron's Inspiration, Syncopate, and From Father to Son. So you get to pick one of these cards and choose its rarity that you think the least amount of people got correct. What are you thinking here?
I think, with the AGL mostly being a limited community, my attention is immediately drawn to Stolen Uniform and From Father to Son being mostly unplayable and limited, and I feel like the least amount of people would know those. I think I'm going to go with From Father to Son.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Nibelheim Aflame, that's a mythic. That's the board wipe. Magic Pot is the 1/4 that brings a treasure. Auron's Inspiration was the +2/+1 combat trick for all of your creatures. Syncopate, a classic, been around for a long time. The trouble with Syncopate is that sometimes it's put at common and sometimes it's put at uncommon. Stolen Uniform was the one that you got to steal somebody else's equipment. And From Father to Son is not a card I remember. I do not remember this card at all. I know Nibelheim Aflame is a mythic. I know Syncopate, I'm pretty sure, is a common. Auron's Inspiration, I think, was uncommon, and I don't think it was very good. And Magic Pot, I'm really questioning. I also think it was a common. Stolen Uniform, I'm pretty sure, is an uncommon. Man, you picked a bunch of cards that weren't played very well, or a bunch. So
it's almost like I did that on purpose.
Yeah, almost like you did it on purpose. So I'm going to say my answer is going to be Syncopate because I think almost everybody knows Nibelheim Aflame, and there's some people who I think might get Syncopate wrong. So I'm going to say Syncopate was a common.
Okay, and what is the rarity you think From Father to Son is?
It's a rare.
Okay, we're going to see if From Father to Son is a rare. That is correct. It actually got you 87 points for the practice round here. So 87% of our participants did actually know that one. I was also surprised. Okay, Syncopate was a common in Final Fantasy. Let's see if that is the correct answer. It is the correct answer. And it gives you 78 points for Syncopate as a common there. So 78 for Syncopate as a common there. Yes, I did include it because sometimes it is uncommon, but it was common in Final Fantasy. Let's see what all of the other ones would have awarded you had you gone with all of the correct answers that you did get, Nibelheim Flame is a mythic for 87 points. Stolen Uniform, uncommon for 87 as well. Magic Pot, common, 83, a little bit lower. Auron's Inspiration, 70 is an uncommon. That was one that I'm not sure I ever cast in the format. We have Syncopate at common for 78, you were right. And From Father to Son was a rare, and a lot of people got it actually. Had that been a real round, you would have gotten 78 points, but it wasn't. So we're gonna hop into our first real round now with Finish That Card Name. We have 6 cards on the screen, and you get a little bit of help compared to the survey participants. You get a little bit of an image here. We've got Phoenix blank, Memories blank, Demon, Coral, Lorapit, and Lunatic blank. What do you think between these cards here?
Okay, I've got 3 of these instantly. It's Phoenix Down, Loporrit Scout, and Lunatic Pandora.
Yeah, so I know Phoenix Down, Memories Returning, the rare. You've got Demon Wall, Coral Sword, Laporate, Scout or Sentry, and Lunatic. That one, I don't know about that one.
I think I'm leaning towards the Lunatic Pandora, as people know.
Oh man, is it just Coral Sword? Coral Sword sounds about right to me. Is it? I feel like it's Demon Core, Core, Demon Core. And Memories. I mean, I know the card. It's the Fact or Fiction-y card. I was a big fan of Phoenix Down. I remember that card, and some people are like, this card's terrible. And I'm like, it's instant speed to rebuy a dude. Like, it's great. And people are like, no, it's not good.
I probably don't want to take a risk here, so go with one of the ones I know. I'm going to say Coral Sword for the lower left.
All right, we'll go with Coral Sword. Let's see if Sword is correct. Sword is correct. And it drops down to 52 points there. A decent, respectable start for us. Correct answer always better than an incorrect one.
I think my answer for this round is going to be Lunatic Pandora in the bottom right-hand corner.
All right, Lunatic Pandora. Let's see if Pandora, first of all, is the correct answer. It is correct, and it's counting down all the way to 39 points.
All right, I feel okay about that one.
Wow, yes!
You did correctly identify, spoiler alert, the lowest point value available in this round. So we're going to find out what the rest were worth.
Phoenix Down for this one.
Phoenix Down at 78 here, good.
Memories Returning is the next one.
Memories Returning for 65 points.
Demon Wall.
Demon Wall, 65 as well.
Coral Sword.
Coral Sword at 52.
And then Loporrit Scout is this one.
Loporrit Scout at 48. And Lunatic Pandora. So you found the lowest points. Not too bad here. We've got a starting score of 52. Let's hop into our second round. And we've got creature stats. We're looking for the printed stats of the creature in the bottom right-hand corner of each of these cards. For Snowvilliers, Arden the Usurper, Zeldinct, Ancient Adamantus, Relentless X ATM 092, and Genova Ancient Calamity. Do you remember the creature stats for these?
Snow, I think, is the one that's star. So star/3, I think. Arden's a 4/4. Zell's is 0/3. Zell and Snow here is interesting because they're both 0/3s, but Snow is different than Zell. Ancient Adamantoise, I believe. I know he's got like 20 health or something. I don't know how much power, maybe 5. Then you got Relentless X Atmo. Oh boy, I don't know that one. That one's probably like a 9/7 or 8/8 or something. And then Genova's like a 1/4, I think. Or 1/5. Oh, Genova's probably a 1/5.
Wow, you picked some zingers here. Snowvilliers is a star 3, but Zeldinct is a 0/3, but gets +1/+0 for each land in play. Arden is a 5/5 and makes 4/4 demons. Ancient Adamantoise is an 8/20. The Relentless X ATM 092 is a 6-drop, I think. And I want to say it's an 8/6, but it could be a 7/5. I'm pretty sure it's an 8/6. And then Genova Ancient Calamity is a 1/3, 4, I'm pretty sure. It's the black-green one that you like put counters on stuff and draw cards, and your counters die. And like it puts a bunch of counters on things and also draws you a bunch of cards. It's a great card.
There's a lot of weird ones. Definitely, I could see this being a toss-up as to which one people aren't sure about. I think that people will know the turtle just because it's kind of iconic. It has a very unique stat line, that's for sure. And I think the same about Genova. The Relentless XAM is too generic. I know all the stats. The Snow is a star 3, the Ardent's a 4-4. Or is it a 5-5? Maybe if I don't know Arden, maybe that's a good guess that other people don't. I think it's a 4-4. Zell's a 0-3. The Turtle's an 8-20. That Spider actually is in my Spider-Man League deck. It's a 6-5. And then the Genova's a 1-5. I think I'm going to say Arden, despite it having one of the more normal power and toughness. That's kind of not its like defining feature. So I think I'm going to go with the Arden here.
Okay, and what do you think the stats of the Arden are, to see if we can get that correct?
I think it's a 4-4.
I'm gonna take a little bit of a gamble here. I'm gonna go with the Ancient Admin Toys and go 520.
And so the question is, which one of these guys is like most under the radar? I feel like most people know Arden because it was the bomb of the set. And Ancient Adamant Toys is like 820. You've got 20 life. It has 20 life. Like the whole point is that when you take damage, it takes damage instead. People know that. Maybe I'm more of a Snowvilliers fan than the average bear. That's the one I'm the most confident in outside of the rest of the 4. And I guess I'd rather play it safe with our good score that we already have. So I'm going to say Snowvilliers is a star 3.
All right, we'll go with Snowvilliers as a star 3. Let's see if that's the correct answer. It is the correct answer. And it does actually get you 52 points. All right, we'll go with the Ancient Adamantoise as a 520. Let's see if that's correct. Unfortunately, not correct as a 520. Okay, we will lock in Arden at a 4-4, and we'll see if that's correct or not here. It is correct. Let's see how low it goes for you here. 48 points.
48's not bad.
So not a bad result. That is the correct answer, and that's really what we're looking for at the very minimum here. So we've got Snowvilliers as the star 3 for 52. Arden as a 4-4 was 48 points.
That's the one I thought was the easiest.
Zeldinked at 17 points for a 0-3.
Oh, I should have just come on.
Surprised me a little bit that was that low too. Yeah, I included the Villiers and the Zeldinked in here. Obviously, if you could tell, for this is the reason that one's a star and one is a 0, but they have a similar effect. Ancient Adamantis, an 820. And it would have been 22 points, so you were close. You had the right toughness, but not the right power. Relentless was a 6-5. It's a bit of a weird colorless card. I didn't play it too much. And you did find Genova at 1-5 there for 57 points. What are we, 12 for 12 on answers or 18 for 18? You're doing well so far. So let's see if we can continue that streak here into the tiered costs category. So all of these cards on your screen right now have tiered abilities. And what I'm looking for is the exact mana that you have to pay to spend its most expensive tier cost. So it's converted mana cost plus its tier ability to produce the most expensive version of these cards here.
Dang. That's a good question. Restoration Magic was 4 or 5 mana altogether. This is interesting. Ice Magic and Thunder Magic were the big 2 cards that you wanted in the blue-red spells deck. They were the ones that you wanted because Thunder Magic in the mid-tier, it was shock for just red, or for like 4 mana, you could do 4 damage, and that killed a lot of creatures. You could do 8 damage for 7 mana, and the reason why I know this is because there were some things that cared about 8 total mana, and Ice Magic tripped that trigger, and Thunder Magic did not. Thunder Magic was only 7 mana total, so it was like 5 RR. Ice Magic was 6 blue. Vincent's Limit Break, I want to say, is like 5B, right? So 6 total mana, 5 and a black for Vincent's Limit Break to make something a 7/2 and bring it back. Fire Magic is, I think, 5R. for 3 damage to everything. Then Tifa's Limit Break, I want to say it's probably 4G to triple target creature's power.
Well, that's a good question. Resto Magic has a white, and then it has a 1 white. I believe the final one is 4 white. Ice Magic is 1 blue, 4 blue, or 3 blue, and 7 blue. Vincent's Limit Break is 1 black. I don't recall the others for Vincent's. Fire Magic is 1 red, 2 red, and maybe 2 red. Tifa is 1 green. No, green, 1 green, and then I never cast Tifa's for the final. Maybe 5 green. And then Thunder Magic is red. I think maybe 1 red for 3 damage. Is it 7? No. Maybe it's 5 versus... I'm just going to go with the safest one for me because I don't know for sure. I'm going to go with Ice Magic. It's 7 blue.
So I guess I'll start and just go through what I think each one of them is. So the Restoration Magic, it's white to cost, and it's 3 and a white for the most expensive mode. Ice Magic is 1 to blue, and it's just a generic 6 extra for the last mode. The Vincent's Break is 1 and a black, and it's 5 generic for the last mode. Fire Magic is a red, and it's 5 for the last mode, I'm pretty sure. The Tifa's Limit Break is the one I think that most people don't know, but I'm also not sure about it. I'm pretty sure it's 1 and a green to cast, and it's 5 and 2 green for the last mode. But that one I'm really not sure about. And then Thunder Magic is a red, and then it's... I don't remember if it costs red to do the last mode. I think it's just 6 generic. I really want to pick the Limit Break because I think that's going to get the lowest points, but I'm not confident that I'm going to get it right. Yeah, that's tough. I think I'm going to go with the Restoration Magic because I think that's the one I know that I think we'll get the lowest score. So I'll lock in the Restoration Magic. It costs 1 white mana, and the last mode is 3 and a white.
Okay, so a total of 3 and 2 white as your answer here. Okay, let's see if 3 and 2 white for Restoration Magic is correct. It is correct. 3 and 2 white. How low can it go for Restoration Magic? 17 points.
All right, I feel good about that.
Yeah, you should. 17 is among the lowest you can almost possibly get.
And so the question comes down to, what do people know least? Ice Magic and Thunder Magic were probably the 2 big ones, but Fire Magic sees a lot of play in a lot of constructed formats. I know we don't have a lot of constructed gamers on the server, but if they are a constructed gamer, they would know Fire Magic. Maybe I just have to bank on that and say that we don't have very many constructed gamers on the format. So I'm going to say Fire Magic is 5R to deal 3 damage to each creature.
All right, Fire Magic, 5 and a red as its most expensive tier. Let's see if that's the correct answer or not. That is the correct answer. And we drop all the way down to 26 points. Not a bad result for Fire Magic there. Ice Magic for 7 and a blue. Let's see if that is the correct answer here. Not quite. You were very close, and we'll find out in a moment, but not exactly correct. So we'll add that 17 to your score to bring you to a total of 104 through 3 rounds. So 26 for Fire Magic, quite a good score for us there. Let's see what the other ones were and what they could have gotten you had you gotten them correct. Restoration Magic, 3 white. A white mana cost with 4 and a white kicker for the last tier there. 17 points for that one, actually. Not a lot of people getting that one. Ice Magic, there is a blue pip there in that last tier. 6 blue. I think the last tier is 4 and a blue. No, sorry, 5 and a blue in addition to the 1 and a blue cost that it's got in the top right. So very close, but not quite there. We've got Vincent's Limit Break at 4 and a black, 13 points. Fire Magic, 5 and a red for 26. Tifa's Limit Break, 6 green, And 9 points for that. Don't feel bad about not knowing that one. And Thunder Magic, 5 red for the top one. It does actually have an additional pip in the final tier, which makes it a little bit different from the Fire Magic. And also 9 points, so lots of low points available, and you found one of them.
Good news for me, because I only got 2 of these correct, and I picked one of the ones I got correct.
I think you got Restoration and Fire, I think were the 2 that you got right. All right, let's move to round 4 here. We've got the mana cost. We're just looking for the printed mana cost in the top right of the card for each of these cards on your screen. So we've got Fate of the Suncrist, a Realm Reborn, Diamond Weapon, Valkyrie Aerial Unit, Travel the Overworld, and Cloud of Darkness. And I will say, it's a slight hint, be specific as you can for whichever ones you think might need that.
Yeah, Fate of the Suncrist is 4 and a white, and then it costs 2 less if it targets a tapped creature. Realm Reborn was 6 green, and every permanent you control taps for mana, I guess? I don't know, I never played it. Diamond Weapon was also 6 green, but cost less for each creature in your graveyard, I think. Maybe it was 8 green. It might have been 10 total mana. It was an 8/8. Valkyrie Aerial Unit, I think, is 5 blue, but it has affinity for artifacts, so that really helped you out. Travel the Overworld was also 5 blue. I thought it was 7 mana. Maybe it's 6 mana. Ooh, now you got me thinking. But that had affinity for towns, so you never cast it for what's max cost. Cloud of Darkness was 2 black, green, or green, black. But I'm pretty sure it's black, green because it killed the thing when it entered, and that's very black. And also had Death Touch.
Fate of the Suncrist, I believe, is discounted by something being tapped, so its cost is 4 whites. Realm Reborn, I think I'm getting myself into a trap with that one, so I don't know. Diamond Weapon is the green, double green. I think it's 7 green reduced by permanence in your graveyard. Valkyrie Aerial Unit, I believe, is 5 blue reduced by affinity for artifacts. Travel the Overworld is reduced by towns. I think that one is 6 blue maybe. And Cloud of Darkness is 3 green, black, I want to say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I can go through and name all of these with just about 100% certainty. The Fate is 4 and a white. Realm Reborn is 4 green. The Diamond Weapon is 7 green. Aerial Unit's 5 blue. The Travel's also 5 blue, and the Cloud is 2 green, black. So now it comes to deciding which one I think people don't know. I'm thinking if the double green on Cloud will trip people up. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. People may not know it costs double green and a black, but that may have also been something that was kind of weird enough for deck building that people remember it. A Diamond Weapon costs 9. You never played it for 9, you always played it for 3. So do people remember that it costs 9 mana overall?
Oh man, but which one do you actually answer with? I'm most confident in Fate of the Suncrist and Valkyrie Area Unit. Realm Reborn, it's 7 or 8 mana. Maybe it's 6 mana. I don't know. It was a bunch for do nothing. Travel the Overworld. Travel the Overworld was... God, I'm pretty sure it's 7 mana. I'm pretty sure it's 5 blue.
I think it's double black. I'll go with Cloud of Darkness is 3 green, black.
All right, Cloud of Darkness as 3 green, black. Let's see if that's the correct answer here. Not quite. Very close, but not quite here.
Lock in the Diamond Weapon at 7 green.
All right, we'll lock in Diamond Weapon at 7 green. Let's see if that's correct. You are correct. Let's see how many people didn't know it. 30 points for Diamond Weapon there.
You know what? I'm going to skip all that. We're going to go with Valkyrie Area Unit at 5 blue with affinity for artifacts.
All right. Valkyrie Aerial Unit, 5 blue Let's see if that's the correct answer here. It is correct. And it jumps down to 35 points there. So 35 is a pretty good result for us. We'll take it. So we'll add that 100 points to the score. Check out Fate of the Suncrest. As for and white, you are correct to that. 83 points. A lot of people knew that one as well. A Realm Reborn. It's that either rare or mythic that makes your things tap for, who knows, 35 points, but it's 4 green. Nobody really plays it, especially unlimited. You did have Diamond Weapon correct. 7 green for 30 points there on that one. Valkyrie Area Unit, also correct. 5 blue for 35. Travel the Overworld, 5 blue as well. Also discounted for towns, but it is that 7 for 70 points. And Cloud of Darkness would have gotten you 17 points. 2 black greens.
I bet everyone else did double black too.
That was the most common mistake. Double black, single green, as opposed to black and double green. There's a reason I put it on there, because it's kind of tricky for that reason. And it did trip up a lot of people in the survey. 17 points.
Yeah. It was a toss-up between those two.
Yeah, and you found the second lowest here, so no shame in that, but you were, again, 6 for 6. Clean sweep of that round as well. So we're going to head into the second to last round here. We've got rules text. So these are the printed rules text on 6 cards in the Final Fantasy set, and your objective is to name that card. So for A, we have whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card. B, create 4 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. C is return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. D is target creature you control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, where X is its power. E says trample, and at the beginning of your end step, if this creature didn't enter the battlefield this turn, return it to its owner's hand. And F, equipped creature has base power and toughness XX, where X is your life total and has equip 5.
I know all these cards. I can picture this very first one. It's this old lady, and she's got, like, white braids, and her name's like Madame Tasova or something like that. B is 7 mana, and it's like, I never played Final Fantasy, but from what I understand, it's like the 4 heroes from the first game, and they're all like there with their swords up. Something reinforcements or something like that. I don't know. Oh man, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. This is obviously a black card. I thought it was like 5 mana, and it was Evil Awakened, I want to say. Evil Reawakened, maybe. Would be probably one of my 2 guesses. Target creature you control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, or X's power was like self-destruct. I want to guess. It's the fling variant here. E is going to end up being my answer because that's the 1 mana 3/3 named Cactar or Cactuar. It's the little cactus dude. I want to say his name is Cactar.
A is a rare. I think it's like a wizard. I don't remember the name. B is like slipping it on B. C I know is Evil Reawakens or Evil Awakens. I think it's Reawakens. D. Wow, I don't remember seeing that card much. E is it's the Cactar, the 3/3 for 1 green. Jumbo's the rare. Something Cactar. And then F is
Aether and Pruin, I think is the name of it. It's some weird equipment. And I think no one's going to know that.
And then F was that big mythic that like I thought was totally fine, but some people thought was terrible. It's like 5 mana to there's 6 mana to cast and 5 mana to equip. And it's got some name that's like Aether Hovis or something like that. I don't know. It's like A-E something.
I'm gonna have to go with the one I know, which is Evil Reawakens for C.
All right, we'll go Evil Reawakened for C. See if that is correct. That is a correct answer. And we drop all the way down to 39 points, so not a bad result for us there.
I couldn't tell you, but I'm gonna stick with E on the sheet here with Cactar as my 1-mana 3/3 gamer.
Okay, we'll go with E as Cactar. Let's see if Cactar is correct here. It is correct, but it only drops down to 74 points. A lot of people know in Cactar there.
So I think I just locked that in, A-tier and Pruin for F.
A-tier and Pruin for F. All right,
Yeah.
let's lock that in and see if it is in fact A-tier and Pruin. You are correct. How low can we go for A-tier and Pruin here? You're right. Literally no one knew it. We had some close answers, and I was generous enough with trying to get people to get the correct answer, but no one could place it except you. You got the pointless answer, so we add 0 to your score, and it stays at 134. So it's funny. You didn't know the second one for sure, but you knew the one that nobody else knew, which is great. So A, we do have Matoya. You were right. Archon Elder is what goes after it. I accepted for those in the survey that are watching this here. I accepted if you said Matoya anything. I took Matoya there. 43 points for that. B, the Crystal's Chosen.
The Crystal's Chosen. It didn't even have sun at all.
Exactly. I think you were getting that in the Suncryst, maybe other one, kind of going back and forth. But 43 points for that. A lot of people did actually know that one too. You are right, Evo Reawakened, but that was lower than the other two at 39. D was Self-Destruct. You're right, 52. You all overthought it. It's just Cactar.
Okay.
But you found the lowest point so far until we get to the last one, which was a pointless answer. A-tier and Pruin. There was a pointless answer available, but we couldn't find it. So we've got one round left here. We're going to move to our final round, which I'm sure you're going to be a big fan of. The art of the cards. I'm sure you know what all these are and what they do, but what is the name of these 6 cards?
That is a great question. Oh gosh. Oh man, I don't think I know any of these. But let's take a stab. So, A is a blue draw spell. I'm fairly certain it's like a cantrip. B is Kefka, but it's not the Kefka art on his card. Or maybe it's the full art that I'm not familiar with?
All of these are default arts, just so you know.
Oh, okay. So like it's just that's the total art in the card. C is the one that counters a legendary spell or it's a stifle, maybe. It's like 1 blue mana, and like I never played it.
D I think can be Slash of Light. A is it's an artifact. Oh shoot, I can see it in my mind's eye. Elixir. Ooh, it might be Elixir. E, man, I'm awful with art. F could be White Mage's Staff because it's a White Mage in the picture.
I know all 6 of these. A is Elixir, B is Poison the Waters. I'm gonna pronounce the name wrong and see. It's like Louis Sue's Sacrifice. It's like Louis with some French stuff on the end. D is Slash of Light. E is what's the name of E? Man, it's the Double Town Ramp. What's that card called? I don't know. Yeah, that one. I'm just blanking on the name of that one. It's the Double Town Ramp for sure. Maybe I'll come back to that. And then F is Unexpected Request.
And F is the only one that even remotely kind of familiar. And I want to say it was Laguna's Teachings, which is like the 1 blue and flashback. And that's probably not right. But it's the only one I've even got an inkling about. So I'm going to say F, Laguna's Teachings for 100 points.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just go with Slash of Light for D.
All right, we'll go with Slash of Light for D. Let's see if that is correct. That is the correct answer. And it drops down to 48. Not a bad score there. All right, F. Laguna's Teachings. Let's see if 100 points was correct. Not the correct answer. But yes, 100 points will be added to your score for that one there.
I'm going to try Unexpected Request for F.
All right, we'll go with Unexpected Request for F. Let's see if that is correct. It is right. All the way down at 17 points. Not too bad. That ties your second lowest, I guess, so far here. So that takes our score up to 439, and we go back here. You did find Elixir there for 43 points, so that was correct. The second one is kind of named after what the art is technically doing here, and that is Poison the Waters. That's that black hand disruption spell. I think it's an uncommon, might even be a common. 52 points there. C is the card that everyone's cast in Limited so many times, right? The Luswa's Sacrifice that counters... No, I'm kidding. It's an unplayable. 22 points. Not a lot of people knew it, but some people did, so good for them. And for those people watching, I was very lenient on your spelling. Let's put it that way. D, you were right. It is the white removal spell, combat-based Slash of Light. Maybe it's not combat. Maybe it's just the amount of creatures and equipment you control, I think, to a creature.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think this is what it is. 48 points there. Reach the Horizon for 13 points. That's the...
Reach the Horizon. I was a big Reach the Horizon gamer. I like that card. That card was good. Some people are like, no, it's not good. I said it's great. I was a big fan of Reach the Horizon.
Yep, all the way down to 13 points. We had a lot of reaching for a lot of various things, but Horizon was hardly one of the answers. So 13 there.
Sure, that makes sense.
And F is Unexpected Request, which, off the top of my head, I'm not sure I could tell you what it did. Oh, that was the Active Treason variant, I think.
Oh, sure. Okay.
After 6 rounds, the highest possible score was 600, the lowest was 95, and your score was 326, and your score was 439. Was it good enough to get the win today? Unfortunately not. We did not get the win to compete in the final round. Regardless of win or loss, how'd you feel you did compared to what you think you would do going in?
Better. I figured since these cards have been out of my brain for 6 months or so, and I've played, 2 full sets since then, I thought I was really going to struggle. And I only struggled where I knew I was going to, which was going to be the card names based on the art. So there was probably a couple more points I left on the board. I feel like I probably could have squeaked some extra out, but really happy with how things showed up. It was a fun time.
Yeah, I think definitely got humbled a little bit. Yeah, it was awesome. I'm gonna regret that Tortoise one could have gone for a Zelda thing or something, but that's how the game's played.
And our 151 score was good enough to win here. Congratulations. But now the question is, we didn't do this in episode 1. You get to have the chance to be the first ever pointless champion here. And what that means is you get a bonus question, and it's kind of a 3-parter, and you get to answer that bonus question and see if you can find the pointless answer among the answers. Are you ready for your bonus question?
I am ready.
We've got a simple one. Well, maybe. Name any creature from Final Fantasy base set with the printed power and toughness 2/2. Now, there are 21 available options here, and you will get 3 tries to try to find a pointless answer. And by pointless answer, I mean an answer that was not mentioned by any survey participant. There are 6 pointless answers among these 21 cards here. So, you get to name 3 and get 3 chances to find one of those 6.
And when we're talking Final Fantasy, we're just talking about the base set, not the bonus sheet, correct?
Correct. So, like, Captain Lannery Storm is not eligible.
I see. Okay, cool. There are 21 2/2s, and 6 of them are pointless. Think of some obscure 2/2s. My mind is drawn to Van Street Thief, because the card was completely unplayable. But I don't know if people, remembered it for other reasons, or just put it as, they just wanted to be unique and kind of put it as a unique answer. Yeah, I won't overthink it. I'm going to try Van Street Thief.
All right, we will try Van Street Thief as a 2/2 creature. Let's first see if that is a correct answer or not here. That is a correct answer. Let's see how many people put it down. You found it right off the bat here. So Van Street Thief was one of our 6 pointless answers. You don't even need the other 2 guesses. So you're our first pointless champion here in the show. Now, just for fun, because you have 2 other guesses, what 2 others were coming to the top of your head as possible choices for the other pointless answers?
Another one I thought of was Prompto Argentum. That was another one I think people just didn't remember too much. I think more so than Van, but I was going to try Prompto if that one didn't work.
Okay, I could tell you right now Prompto was not pointless, but it wasn't a correct answer. All right, let's go through what the options were, which the pointless answers were. We've got Aerith Gainsborough, 33, Aramon, 54, Ambrosia Whiteheart, 46. Our first pointless answer, Black Waltz number 3, was not submitted amongst anybody. Coeurl, or however you pronounce that one, for 42. Garnet, Princess of Alexandria, for 29. And our second pointless answer, Hope S-Time. Nobody mentioned Hope. We also have Ignis Ciencia, 11 points. Item Shop Keep, 79. Lots of people remembering that one. Jill, Shiva's Dominant, 22. Judge Magister Gabarinth at 0 points. I was looking through the spoiler to find the 2-2s and did not recognize that card. We've got Prompto Argentum for 52. There's that one. We've got Quistis Trepe, 41. Raubon Bowl of Alamigo for 0. I might have been able to get Raubon, but all that stuff after it, I wouldn't have had a chance. Nobody even tried. So, another 0 points. We also have Sarah Farron for 0. And the Emperor of Palamecia, just 1 respondent putting Emperor of Palamecia. Torgal of Finetown, 61. Undercity Dire Rat, 85. There's our most playable. You found Van. And we have Vincent Valentine at 26 and Weapons Vendor at 58. So, you are our first pointless champion here, and coming into the next episodes of this with the next sets going forward, everyone will have to try to beat your score of 151 and to become a pointless champion. So, congratulations on that, and very impressive Final Fantasy knowledge for you here today.
Thanks. Hopefully I've set a good challenge for some future champion wannabes.
Hopefully so. So everybody, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time here at Daily Draft.